If the way right, then we straight right. I get money, Kid Cudi, day and night.
Thank you for tapping into the channel. I hope everybody's having a good New Year's Day, because 2026 is not starting out so well for some people in Minnesota. Donald Trump has put a freeze on all child care funds for Minnesota, and a lot of people are not happy about it, and they got a lot to say about it. And there was also allegations of a break-in to one of those daycares that allegedly committed fraud in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video.
The Trump administration says it is now withholding all federal child care funding to the entire state. The agency says the state receives $185 million for 19,000 children, and now that money will be gone. And the agency did not specify any alternate plans for families who will be affected. DHS and the FBI said they were surging resources to Minnesota to investigate what they called suspected fraud sites. This all comes in response to a viral video posted by a MAGA content creator. He claims that he uncovered widespread fraud by Somali-run child care centers in the state. CNN is looking into those claims and has not independently verified the accusations, but the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services is taking the allegations at face value. Take a listen.
Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment.
Now, I said this in one of my previous videos. I was a little worried about the effect of these people committing all these scams and all these frauds and using daycares and other programs in Minnesota. I was afraid that it would impact people in Minnesota that has nothing to do with this in a negative way. And as we hear, it is going to affect them in a negative way. Like I said, and like they said, Trump has put a freeze on all funds for child care in Minnesota. And on top of that, you're going to have to jump through all kind of hoops and get over all kind of hurdles before you can get approved for this, because of the scams that the Somalians and whoever else had something to do with it has been doing. I said this was going to happen, man.
However, the so-called evidence comes from a man who has posted anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now...
Whoa. Now, I never heard of Nick Shirley until the other day. I never watched any of his content before the content that he made about those daycares. But I did not know that he was a mega content creator. I mean, is that a name that they just made up and put that on him? I never heard of that before, and that's crazy that they would put that label on him, a mega content creator. Let that sit in for a minute.
Viral video.
People are going to say it's a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. Right. I wasn't trying to go inside, and there should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody to be able to answer. These aren't real.
Another thing that I knew that the media would eventually put a twist on this and try to turn it around and make Nick Shirley look like he was lying. Now, as far as him having an agenda, you know, the reason why he came to Minnesota and put these daycares and the Somalians on blast, I don't know. Maybe it is something with the mega thing that they're saying that he's a part of. I'm not sure. But one thing that I was sure about is that the media would twist this thing around and make it look like he's lying and he's just targeting the Somalians, and it's crazy, man. The media is good for that, man.
Businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a
There
daycare.
should be a reception.
No, every day.
I agree with both. You know, there should be a reception in the front, but daycare doors should be locked as well, especially these days with all the stuff that's going on. There should be as much security on a daycare as possible. Nobody should be able to just walk inside the daycare, but you should be able to talk to somebody inside the daycare, like a receptionist, and get assistance with anything or any questions that you have. So I agree, the door should be locked, but like he said, there should be a receptionist or somebody at the door to assist them.
Daycare is locked.
Their doors are locked.
And so, okay, you bring up a fair point. Then why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years. Both Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel said on social media they've indicted dozens of defendants.
If they've been investigating fraud for years in Minnesota, why haven't they did anything about it yet? Why did it take for this man to go there and put it on video for the world to see before they finally want to take action? That's crazy. That doesn't make sense, and it shouldn't have had to happen like that. But I'm glad he did put it on blast, and I'm glad now they're forced to do something to stop this crime from going on, because it's impacting a lot of other Minnesotans in a negative way, and that's all bad.
DHS has posted multiple videos of agents they say are conducting a massive fraud investigation.
Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, you know, for years.
And why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children, they're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
Let me answer that. I'll tell you how we know it's true. It was on video. That man was at those daycares early in the day, probably before noon, during the week, during business hours, during the times where parents are usually at work. So there should have been kids, there should have been people there to help him out with any questions or anything that he was trying to do, and there wasn't. That's how we know.
I mean, so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
Like I said, I don't like how they try to twist it and try to make him look like his video was fake. We seen the video, man. We seen what was going on in them daycares, which was nothing. So they need to just cut all that out, man. I don't like how they do that, man. They bogus.
Reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
Have you seen the videos, you know, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside?
Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
You know, we have talked about fraud. We have gotten stories. We've tried to push this forward every way that we can.
At the daycare where Shirley showed back up, a stream of children walk inside.
You're saying that this is a fraudulent.
They really tried to clean that up fast, didn't they? Oh, shit. They're saying that we don't have kids in the daycare. Call everybody. I bet they sent a chain text message to every Somalian in the city and said, head it up. Bring your kids to the daycare. Bring your kids to every daycare. They're on us. The man's got his foot on our neck.
Daycare, there's kids being dropped off right now.
Yes, the Commissioner of Children literally said a week ago this place was closed.
Did you know
They're
that?
showing face right now.
A viral video,
Right.
disputed claims, and their full fallout remains to be seen.
Dozens of fraud cases that DOJ is touting began during the Biden administration. Back in 2022, the U.S. Attorney's Office for Minnesota announced 47 indictments for this massive fraud scheme. Since then, they've indicted more than 30 more people, and in total, they have secured at least 56 convictions.
Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have.
Trump gonna continue to talk his talk. And that's what makes it so bad for him right now. If Trump is on TV saying all of this stuff, man, they is not going to be able to get out of this situation. It's going to be consequences. What Denzel say in that movie? I'm putting cases on all you bitches. That's probably what Trump was saying before he left the house. I'm putting cases on all these bitches.
Stolen billions and billions of dollars.
And what's happening in Minnesota with Somalia, where billions of dollars is being stolen, right, like candy from a baby.
Am I going crazy, or is this the same guy? Is the manager of the infamous Learning Center in Minneapolis?
Shout out to the internet, man. The internet has the best investigators ever. I mean, Nick Shirley went in there, just cracked the case. We got old girl right here on the screen pointing out something that she just discovered. Shout out to the internet, man. These are the best investigators in the world, man.
Also one of the guys that was dancing in the back of Mayor Jacob Frey's election victory video, the one that went super viral where he thanks his constituents in Somali for re-electing him last month. Ibrahim Ali claims to be the manager of the Quality Learning Center and says that there is no fraud going on whatsoever there. He very well may just have a doppelganger who happens to look just like him that lives in the very same city he lives in, or he could be one of the Somali community leaders who is working with local electeds to keep some of these fraud schemes going. But that would just be crazy, right? I could be totally wrong to assume this, but he's got a very unique face and hairline.
Put out a certain message about a certain group.
Hold up, pump the brakes. She peeped the same thing I peeped about, dude. The hairline is janky, man. And she pointed it out. No problem, man. She said, there's two things that stand out about this dude. His forehead and that damn hairline, man. Shout out to her, man. Good investigating, man.
I mean, he looks so similar to this guy going. I mean, hypothetically speaking, it would make sense.
Damn, that mug pop locking. It's crazy, man. The mayor. So now we see that the mayor is entwined with the Somalians as well. What's his name? Mayor Fry? He got dirt on his hands as well, man. It's all coming to light, man. What's done in the dark will come to light, man. And there's going to be some consequences being served for sure. A lot of people going down, man. And I can't say they don't deserve it, because this is going to negatively impact a lot of people in Minnesota that had nothing to do with this, that's just trying to do the right thing, trying to get help from a lot of these programs that they took advantage of.
Someone running a fraudulent business would have a vested interest in who is in control politically in the city where they are running said fraudulent business. And Jacob Frey is no stranger to simping for Somalia. Hell, he even puts out campaign videos in Somali for
Maaga Egawa Jacob Fry. Dolkemagalada, Minneapolis.
And the cherry on top is that Governor Tim Walz, after being radio...
He talks Somalian and everything. You know, he all in the mix, man. I think the investigation really needs to look into him as well, because it's clear to me at least, that he's definitely entwined with the Somalians, man. And he's got dirt on his hands and probably got a lot of money in his bank account due to these scams that's been going on.
Island finally comes out and puts out a statement days later, just a few minutes ago. And what does he do? He blames Trump. Trump keeps letting fraudsters out of prison. I'm curious, do you guys think this is the same guy? Because if I was the DOJ, I would...
Shoot, Trump locking mugs up. I mean, he might let some people out every now and then, but Trump is in the business of locking any and everybody that's doing the wrong thing, that's going against his beliefs. He locking them up, man. So let's just knock that lie out the picture right now.
Be getting to know Ibrahim very well right now.
Good morning. My name is Nasrullah Mohammed. That is spelled Nasrullah-Mohammed. I'm the manager at Nokomis Daycare Center, and today I want to talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday morning, I was called by the owner because unfortunately someone came in to our daycare. The cleaner called the owner and told him what happened and the vandalism that happened. The owner called us. Me and another manager came into the scene around 6 a.m. We looked and saw what happened, and we saw that the suspect came in from the back, broke in from the back kitchen, and he also destroyed the wall to come in. As he came in, he broke a door from the wall from Family Dollar from the side. He couldn't, unfortunately, we don't know if that he went in or not, but we saw that it was damaged. As we walked around the daycare, we saw that our office doors was broken into as well. We saw that, unfortunately, there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community.
The cover-up is real. I can already tell y'all that this break-in is a deflection, man. I believe that this was an inside job just to cover up and try to take the spotlight off of the real situation at hand. Who's gonna break in a daycare and all they did was took some files, some paperwork? They didn't take any computers or any TVs or any kind of electronics or anything else that had value to it? I think this was all set up, man. This was an inside job. They're trying to take the light off of them. And the next thing we're going to be hearing is they're being racially profiled. They're being targeted because of racism, because that's their go-to when they're caught red-handed in something and the spotlight is on them.
As one video made by a specific individual made this all happen. We've been receiving hateful messages through our voice notes threatening us for the past couple of days, including one that happened yesterday morning when after the break-in.
I just noticed something. Don't this dude look like P. Diddy? This old P. Diddy looking Somalian up here, man. But that makes me wonder, is P. Diddy Somalian? I know this is off topic and everything, but when I saw this guy, this just came across my mind. If anybody knows if P. Diddy is Somalian or half Somalian, Put it down in the comments, man, because I really need to know. I need to know this for sure now. I think P. Diddy might be Somalian, y'all.
This is frightening and exhausting because this is happening to us Somali communities as Somali Americans. We are supposed to stand with each other and help each other through everything that's happening. This is also sad that a video can cause all of this. I want to say that there are hundreds of daycares out there, Somali daycares that are out there, and we all help our children and everyone in our...
I don't mean to cut him off right there, but I'm looking at that guy standing behind him, man. That hairline tells me that they lying, man. They definitely lying. Look at his facial expressions and that hairline. And look at that lady standing behind him as well. She knows she don't need to be getting caught up in this mess.
Our community. We have high quality daycares, and this is very sad news that one individual who made a false claim about fraud that is happening in the daycares engaged everyone else to come and do this to us. We are not a part of any harmful things that are being said. We have no problem with CCAP, and our licensing has been good, even the inspections. I want to say no intimidation is going to stop us from what is happening and upguiding our community. Thank you very much.
He should have walked off like, take that, take that, take that.
Good morning. My name is Mary Solheim, and that is spelled Mary Solheim, and I'm a child care provider in Maplewood. I'm here today to support Nokomis, the child care center, the teachers, the families, and their children. What happened here is absolutely unthinkable, and it is the direct result of the inflammatory rhetoric coming from the constant barrage of harassment from not only the current federal administration, but half of our Minnesota legislators as well. But now a random YouTube personality can cause this much fear. Fear needs to stop. Our children, our families, and teachers and providers work hard enough without feeling scared to come to work every single day.
You know, I'm not even going to say it, man. Let me let her finish talking. I ain't going to say nothing.
What happened here underscores that there is reason to be scared. We heard last night that the federal government that is complicit in this rhetoric is freezing our child care funding for the entire state of Minnesota under the guise of rooting out fraud.
I know she ain't trying to act surprised, but maybe she didn't know that there was fraud going on. Maybe they left her out of the loop, but she should not be surprised that those funds got froze once all this fraud and scamming got put on blast.
This has to stop. It is dangerous and people are getting hurt. Our child care assistance program that relies on federal funding serves over 20,000 kids in over 4,000 programs. Has anyone considered what happens when 20,000 kids can't get access to child care? That's 20,000 kids whose parents can't go to work. That's 4,000 child care programs whose teachers aren't getting paid. That's entire communities that will soon be shut down.
From the looks of it, nobody was going to work anyway because there wasn't no kids in those daycares. So the parents must have not been going to work. The employees at the daycare weren't showing up. The kids wasn't there. So is it going to be any different than what we've seen already?
I know the Minnesota child care system inside and out. I know how incredibly difficult it is to commit fraud in the child care assistance program. I also know that our child care providers, who are of Somali descent, are being racially targeted because I have witnessed it firsthand. We want the state to catch.
I knew it was going to come out eventually. I knew that somebody was going to say the Somalians are being racially targeted. I thought it was going to come out one of the Somalians' mouths, but somehow, some way, they got her to say it for them. I don't think that the Somalians are being racially targeted. I think that the Somalians was doing scams and they just got caught. And that's just all it is. It has nothing to do with the color or who they are, where they're from. They was doing dirt and they got caught. What's done in the dark will come to the light.
Child care centers committing fraud. We want them to be held accountable. It hurts all of us. It hurts children especially, and it hurts child care centers that are working tirelessly to provide high-quality child care. But fraud does occur across race, across income, and across geography. When a few child care centers that serve white children commit fraud, do we decide that every child care center that serves white children is committing fraud? No.
That's another thing I want to say. If anything was being racist, if anything was racial, it was how the Somalians acted when Nick Shirley came to their door and said that he wanted to put his son in their daycare. Because they acted like a white kid was not accepted in their daycare, if you ask me. That's where the racial stuff came in. Well, if anybody's being racist, it was probably the Somalians. I mean, in my previous video, the lady even said that she was scared of Nick Shirley because he was white. So who's being racist, man? Tell me that.
The Somali child care community deserves that same respect. This federal administration is actively targeting our Somali neighbors and friends who are the backbone of their communities and an integral part of our larger communities. They are our teachers, doctors, business owners, and child care providers. Their child care centers are the hubs of their communities. Families rely on them for care and counsel, and they go above and beyond when their families need help.
I don't think that they use those child care centers for daycare. I think that they let other Somalians live in there until they get accepted into some of those programs that they were taking advantage of. But as far as those being legit daycare centers, I don't think so.
And they are being treated as pawns in a political game, a very dangerous game, and it needs to stop. And I have a message for my sisters and brothers in child care. Thank you for your service, and thank you for being here to love our kids.
Get her out of there.
My name is Sadia Aden. I am a parent of Nokomis Child Care. I have not seen any problem before this time in the child. I am a working parent, and I bring my kids here while I'm at work.
She lying because it ain't never no kids there. Why are these people getting on TV lying to everybody? The whole thing about it is, who's really believing what they're saying? The jig is up, man. The proof is in the pudding, and you guys are lying, man. You lying, you cheating, and you scamming. Let's finish hearing what else she got to lie about. Let's finish hearing her lie.
And now I cannot bring my kids anymore because they are too scared.
And
I don't have anyone to be home with the kids while I go to work. And I would like the person who did this heinous crime to be caught.
ayaan lacagtanba waa soo xadeen baboorta ku fadeen.
I think it was an inside job. Because like I said, they didn't steal anything of value. All they stole was what? Some paperwork? They didn't even take the checkbooks or the checks that he said was there. They ripped them up. Man, come on, man. This was an inside job. I also saw the damage that was done, and I don't know, man. I think this is a false claim, man. And I think they should be held accountable for making false reports as well.
As of recently, as we are driving down the streets in our city, in our safe homes, we are being targeted and being called out names and being accused of crimes that we have not committed.
Nah, I think that when they're driving down the street, they're getting called names because they can't drive, man. They can't drive. That's why you're getting called names when you're driving down the street.
dadka khiyaanada suubiyeyna in la qabtaa oo wax qaldan ka suubiyaan in la qabtaa aniga waa ku saxsanaa dawladana ku sabood gareynayna.
And whoever commits crimes should be caught. I support the government in doing accountability.
Ilmaha hadda daycareka cabsi baa uga jirta I don't ma imaan karaan because fiidiyoyaashii baa arkeen daycareka meesha laga jabsaday ilmihii sidaa meesha ku keenay waa adkaanaysaa because waxyaalahan aad ay u xiisiyeen.
Bringing our kids will be very tough with more and more of this hate crimes happening in our city.
Maadaama wada shaqe.
Look at dude in the background. I'm good at reading body language and facial expressions. And I'm looking at his hairline and I'm looking at his facial expressions. And I'm kind of getting the feeling that everything that this lady with the mask on is saying is not what the lady standing next to her is relaying to us. I think they're trying to play us again, man. I mean, after all the stuff that's done came out, it's hard to trust anything they do or say right now. Like I said, she's probably not even saying what that lady's actually saying. And that dude in the background, he telling it all without even saying anything. Look at it, that hairline is killing me though.
Sananahay dawladda waxay naga bixisaa daycareeka in laga shirana ma rabno because wax noo haynaya ilmihi ma lahan.
As a working parent, my kids come here with the support of the government, and the parents right now don't have a support system to leave their kids at home.
Ilmahan kaligood guriga ma looga tagi karo because jeelaa ku aadaysaa marka waxaan rabnaa dawladda inay naga dhaafto waxaan ay dhahayaan waa xiraynaa daycareadeedu noo furnaadaan.
As a working parent, I don't think that we can leave kids at home, and I don't think that is right. But having the government say that they are cutting support will be very hurtful, and it will be hard for us to continue working and providing for our families.
They're trying to play on our sympathy, ain't they? It's too late, man. It is too late.
America marka imaanay waxaana lagu dhahay safe waaye waa ka shaqaysan kartaa xisaabsan kartaa hadda laakiin taas ma dareemayno waxaan dareeminaa in ereyo khaldan oo wadankana laga cayrinay.
Being a Somali American, I was always told that it is safe here and you are welcomed here, and this is no longer the story that I feel and my kids feel.
waxaan rajeynayaa in dawladda stateko ay daycareka noo dhaafaan dadkana dhibanayaan inaga qabtaan.
And I request that our government supports our child care centers and stop this heinous crime and this hate that's happening around our state. Thank you.
Yeah. Look
Hi, my name is.
There. Look at Buddy right there, man, in the green hat. I'm telling you, man. He know it. He know it's all a lie. I seen it in his face, man. You can see it. He like, they lying. She's not even saying what she said, but they don't know. Can't trust nothing they do or say anymore, man.
Amina Adan, Amina Adan. I am reading this speech on behalf of a Somali child care provider who's receiving threats every day. Like nearly every Somali child care provider in the state, it is too dangerous for them to speak personally. So thank you for understanding. I want to express my outrage, sadness, and frustration in what is happening to our community. I am heartbroken at what happened at Nokomis, and I am angry. I am angry because there is no reason for things like this to be this way. Somali child care providers are being used in a political game. We are being hurt in the political game. The state is funding and prosecuting fraud, whether in child care or other industries. The new surge in enforcement is causing trauma to our community entirely, and especially our precious children. In our culture, lying is a great offense, which makes it even more difficult to understand why a video that is full of misinformation is what is promoting our federal government, the one that is supposed to be for our people, by the people, and for the people, to freeze child care funding in our state. This will impact thousands of people. People will lose their jobs and their homes. Those who are committing fraud need to be held accountable. We can do that without terrorizing a whole community. The majority of our Somali child care centers are very hardworking to provide high quality child care to our children in our communities. Just like most of the other non-Somali child care centers. We love those children like they are our own. We care for those children like they are our own.
All I want to say is my experience with a lot of Somalians when it comes to trying to communicate with them or trying to get some assistance if you're in a store and you ask them a question is they're rude, they're arrogant, and disrespectful, man. They had no reason to even be like that, especially with all this fraud going on, but I guess they thought they was smarter than the average bear. And now we see that they're not. You know, might be smart dummies for being able to come up with the scheme, but you wasn't smart enough to pull it off 100%. And now you're bringing your whole community down as well as public officials. And this is wild, man. Let's get back to her. Let her finish saying what she's saying.
And we love following all the rules and regulations set by the state, and yet because we are Somali, we are being targeted and accused of fraud. It is very frightening the last few days in our community. Minnesota licensing and regulation requires us to keep our doors controlled and not allow anyone unauthorized to come in. When two people come to the door asking, "Where are the children?" providers have the rightfully denied them access. Can you imagine if two Somali men knocked on the doors of a child care center with mostly white children and demanded where are the children? They would be arrested immediately. My community is tired of being used. We want our lives peacefully, contributing to our larger communities and the state of Minnesota. We want our children to grow up loved and safe. Are we not entitled as humans to that safety? Thank you. If you have any questions.
For the manager of this facility, a couple Republican lawmakers have already either said or insinuated that they believe this was a made-up vandalism to get attention. I'm wondering why.
I said that. This was an inside job. This was a cover-up to try to cover up the fact that these daycares are scamming and there's a lot of fraud going on. I don't believe that this was a real break-in. I think this was all fake. Like I said, they didn't even take anything. They said that they vandalized the place, but I don't see any vandalism. I think if somebody came in there and robbed it, all the valuable stuff, electronics, all that stuff will be gone. I think there probably will be spray paint everywhere I mean, that place would be tore up. It would be broken glass everywhere. I mean, the place would be just destroyed. I think this was an inside job.
The response would be to that.
This is not made up. You can see what happened here.
Buddy.
I believe that people show hate towards us because of what one person said. One person's opinion can't change what everyone is doing. Look what happened to us. We wouldn't do this for no reason, for attention.
Man, look at that.
We're just showing you that what happened to us is real. And yesterday was our daycare. Tomorrow might be someone else's. We don't know. So this has to stop.
Could you also...
Yeah, y'all gonna set that up too. Man, P. Diddy, we don't believe nothing you saying.
Respond to, there's a spokesperson for the police department told us that it was reported that there was no loss and that nothing was taken. Is that incorrect? Like, reported that was taken, what was the situation there?
The police officer came in the morning. We told him what happened, and we told him that from what we've seen, we haven't seen, like, from in the position that we were in that moment, we were all worried about what was damaged and everything. We told him that we're going to check everything out, we're going to call him back, and we're going to tell him that what's taken.
Okay, so there were things taken?
Yes.
And you did call them back to tell them there were things taken?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
You characterize the person who came in as him. Do you have any clues as to who this person was, and are you worried about the sensitive information that was?
Yes, it was Muhammad. I mean, I don't know who it was. He knew who it was. He knew who they sent over there to make it look like it's a break-in. Take some things, take the paperwork. Don't mess it up too bad in there. They sent Muhammad over there.
We don't know the exact person. We just saw from the security camera from our neighboring store. We saw maybe an individual or two. We haven't seen because we've seen an image like walking around. So I'm just saying him or her because of what I saw. And I'm not saying that it's...
Are you worried about the child care information that you're saying was taken?
Nah, he said him because he know who it was. And he know that this is a cover-up. And he know this was it was a fake break-in, man. Anybody with common sense can see this, man. Timing is too perfect. There wasn't anything of value stolen. I mean, this is a cover-up, man. This is a fake break-in. Like I said before, we can't believe anything you guys say or do right now, if ever.
The information of parents and children,
Of course.
their home addresses.
Who wouldn't be worried? So we are getting to the bottom of it.
And what time can you clarify, like, that this happened? I know just a lot of, it's like Sunday night, Monday morning, like, can you...
The break-in.
Yeah.
Ain't that how P. Diddy bottom lip be hanging? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to keep getting off subject, but he looked like P. Diddy. And that's exactly how P. Diddy be holding his mouth, too. Bottom lip be hanging like that and everything.
This happened around yesterday, midnight. After from 3 a.m. until 6, somewhere in between.
For the mom who's here, I wonder if you can talk about what it was like for you to hear that your family's information might have been taken.
وارد ahaan soo dareemaysaa informationka maadaama la qaato warqado oo ku qoran ciyaalka iyo adreeskeeda waxyaasha information
waxaan rabay inaan ka hadlo waa ilaaway because taasaan kusii dhinjaysanba last time waxaan daawanayay dad gurigooda inta loogu tagay la dilay taasaaba ku baqanaa inaynu ku dhacdo oo gurigana lagu soo jabiyo nala dilo anagoo baqan.
She said, I forgot to mention that with all the trauma, but I am very scared, just like we've already seen, that public officials have been come to their house and killed and murdered for no reason, and I feel many of our parents are going to be scared of that.
ilmahaygana way weydiinayaan marka way arkayaan wixii newska ka arkayaan marka waxay dhan way see guriga ku noolaan karnaa because informationkeena meeshaan yaala.
My kids see what's on the news and they are reading and they are asking me what can we do now that they know our information and our home addresses.
The lies, man. The lies. I wish these people would quit trying to play the victim. Now they want to be the victim. They need to cut it out, man. I'm tired of the lies, and I'm tired of them trying to play victim now that they got caught red-handed, man. They need to just cut it out, man. Lay low. How about that?
Do you mind kind of elaborating how many children came to Nokomis and how long you all have been in operation, just like to paint a picture of?
We've been
running the daycare since 2016.
That hairline is tremendous.
About the information of the daycare, I don't want to disclose that to the media and everything. I just want to keep it to our personal agenda and everything.
You know, he should not have got on camera with his hairline looking like that.
Yes.
And who all is here today? Is this like a mixture of parents, of
all our community,
and then just other community members?
Yes, our community. Yes, we're all standing with each other.
Were you part of the video?
So yeah, man, Trump has froze all funds for child care in Minnesota, especially to the Somalian daycares. And I believe that the break-in at this daycare was not a real break-in. And I'm tired of the lies, and I'm tired of people trying to play the victim when you're not the victim. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you can be part of the team, and share this video.